Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back to Learn with Ruby. This is episode 3rd of my IELTS preparation series. In episode 1, I shared free IELTS preparation resources. In episode, I shared my realistic IELTS study routine while managing family responsibility. And today, I want to talk about something that many students struggle with, and that is vocabulary. Whenever someone decides to prepare for IELTS, one of the first thoughts that come to their mind is, my vocabulary is weak. I don't know enough English word. How can I improve my English for IELTS? Honestly, I had the same concern. But during the last few weeks, I realized something important. Improving vocabulary is not about memorizing hundreds of difficult words. It's about learning useful words consistently and using them regularly. And that's exactly what I am trying to do. Before starting IELTS preparation, I used to think that improving vocabulary meant learning fancy words. I would write difficult words in a notebook, memorize them for one day, and then forget them after a week. Maybe many of you can relate to this. The problem was not my memory, the problem was my strategy. Because vocabulary is not something you memorize once. Vocabulary is something you build slowly, just like building a house brick by brick. Now, every morning I try to spend around 30 minutes on vocabulary. Not 3 hours, not 2 hours, just 30 focused minutes. Because consistency is more important than intensity. During these 30 minutes, I learn 5 to 10 new words, revise old vocabulary, check pronunciation, learn meanings and synonyms, and write example sentence. And most importantly, I try to understand where and how a word is actually used. Because knowing a word and using a word are two completely different things. One thing that is helping me a lot is maintaining a vocabulary notebook. Whenever I find a useful word, I write the word, its meaning, its pronunciation, a synonym, and one example sentence. For example, if I learn the word achieve, I write achieve, its meaning, to successfully reach a goal, synonyms, accomplish, and sentence. I want to achieve a high IELTS score for scholarship opportunities. This method helped me remember words much longer. The best part is that I am not paying for expensive vocabulary courses. I am using free resources. Some of the free resources I use include IELTS Liz, IELTS Simon, British Council IELTS, IELTS Advantage, YouTube videos, and English news article, and sometimes even scholarship website and university page. Because reading real word English improve vocabulary naturally. One thing I have noticed is that vocabulary improve much faster through reading. When you read regularly, words start appearing again and again, and gradually your brain remember them. That's why I don't only depend on word lists. I try to read English articles, scholarship announcements, study abroad blogs, news website, and IELTS reading passages. Every piece of reading becomes a vocabulary lesson. My goal is not to learn English for the sake of learning English. My goal is to use vocabulary in all four IELTS skills: for reading, understanding difficult passage, for listening, recognize words quickly, for writing, using better vocabulary naturally, and for speaking, expressing ideas confidently. This is why vocabulary is becoming the foundation of my IELTS preparation. An important message: many students believe they need to learn thousands of words before taking IELTS. I don't think that's true. What matters more is consistency. 5 useful words every day can change your English within a few months. Small efforts repeated daily create big results. I know this journey will not be completed overnight. I know there will be difficult days, but busy days and sometimes days when I don't feel motivated. But I have made a promise to myself. I will keep moving forward. One word, one page, one lesson, one day at a time. If you are also preparing for IELTS while managing responsibilities, you don't need perfect English to start. You only need to courage to begin. Thank you for joining me in episode 3 of my IELTS preparation series. In the next video, I will share how I practice IELTS speaking at home without a partner and without joining an academy. If you are on the same journey, stay with me, subscribe to Learn with Ruby, and let's grow together. Until next time, Allah Hafiz.